Jeff's the best performance of the year for the Roadrunners?
We were just cleaner. Defensively, to only allow 50 yards rushing. The first half, they did some good things, some things we hadn't really seen them do. They had us mixed up on a couple things, and their receivers made a couple of great plays. Our corners had great coverage. It was just better plays by them. And penalties, we got face mask disease right now. The face mask keeps getting in the way of our hand. So that hurt in the first half. And offensively, we were really good. And special teams, we were really good except for the one kickoff. It's very disappointing. We had 3 guys at the point of attack, don't get a tackle. Ran the ball very well. 35 first downs, I believe is a school record. Had to be over 250 rushing. Just the mindset of our team. We were just cleaner. Pre-snap. I was happy for the kids. They've had 3 weeks of rough, negative stuff, which we all deserved. But our kids handled it correctly. But it's hard. Football's a tough game, and you don't get to play. I've said it a million times, like basketball and baseball. It's what I love, coaching those sports, man. You get to go back out there again quickly. Football, you got 1 week of listening to all the experts tell you how terrible you are. And it's hard enough on a 56-year-old man. You can imagine being an 18 to 23-year-old man, or 25-year-olds nowadays. But they handled it well. They know we deserve it. They know it's fair. And we responded, so I'm proud of them.
Jeff, what would you say were the biggest signs of progress in particular from last week to this week, or even from the first few weeks today?
Things y'all might notice it. I don't know. Just our communication, our MAs were down. I can just tell. Offensively, just pre-snap, we were clean. We were just cleaner. We're a cleaner operation. We're kind of figuring ourselves out a little bit. Kind of know who we are. Getting some guys in some right spots. Still, the injury bug's always going to be part of it. You still got some of that going on, which messed up some of our stuff tonight. But we were better.
Coach, you had a kind of a good bounce back game from McCown. What were your thoughts on his performance tonight?
I haven't got to, obviously watch the details of it yet, but it appeared he was pretty accurate and on time. There were a couple of decisions, we became a PRO team again instead of an RPO team. But it's nothing spiteful. It's just mis-IDing someone. And these guys, John and them did a good job of mixing up their stuff. And when you're IDing the mic and they move their mic spot all the time, that messes up some run fits, some pass pro, and some RPO game. So, but I thought he was pretty accurate. He's a better athlete than you think he is. I mean, he runs a lot better, and he showed that again. And he's going to be good. We gotta protect him, and he's young, and he's going to be a good football player.
Jeff, what was your assessment of the offensive line play? It looked like they opened up some pretty big rushing lanes tonight.
We did. It was our best effort. We looked like we did early against Kennesaw the whole game, and so it'll be interesting though, because we've been cleaner at home twice, and haven't been so good on the road. And we've got an extremely tough opponent that we have a ton of respect for, and it'll be an absolute slobber knocker up there.
Well, what is it? I think this is your 4th different starting line combination in 4 games. What does it say about that unit to be able to kind of battle through all that?
I've looked at it. I mean, it's 5 straight years of that. So I know somebody's out there probably thinking, what are y'all doing? I don't know. I was proud of the lineup that played today. They did a great job. Obviously, Finley was not out there, but Meach and Walker played really well. And I was proud of them. They're tough kids, man. We've been going at it hard. And I was happy they got to be rewarded for once. Because when you go as hard as those guys have been going, they're the ones that, I don't care if you go full pads, you go shell, you go tag, you go thud, you go live. Guess what? For an O-lineman and a D-line, it's live every freaking play. There's just no way around it. So those guys, they're the ones that labor the most on the team. And you like for those guys to be rewarded. I'm in there a while ago, and Kamar's head's down. And I'm like, what's wrong with you? I gave up 1 sack. I said, Kamar. We broke the school record for first downs, and you in here with a long face. That's how linemen are. If I was a lady, that's who I'd be trying to marry, an offensive lineman, man. They're servants, man. They're selfless. They don't ever want to let anybody down. And any former lineman out there, I hope you're representing that group well.
Coach, circling back to the penalties, can you speak to any trends you're seeing? I know with penalties, there can be effort penalties, but there also can be the mental mistakes. So what are you seeing in regards to?
A face mask are, it's pretty random. And, I saw where you're disappointed, like, for example, one of them, I don't want to call the kid's name out, but the stunt we called, he didn't run the stunt properly. So you'll go back and watch the video, you'll see him have to one step. So he's off balance. And when you're off balance, you just reach and grab something, that thing grabs. You try to grab the side of the helmet, it doesn't grab. So some of that's that. One of them was really confusing. It was on Elijah, number 22. And it looked like he was just getting destroyed on a block. And then somehow they got a face mask out of that, so I got to go back and look at that. Pee-wees, if you touch that quarterback anywhere up there, they're going to call it. At first I thought it was really ticky-tack. And I looked at the replay, and I see what he saw. I mean, Owen's left hand just kind of grazed it. You just got to be really careful. You start overcoaching that stuff, you'll have a defense that won't be aggressive and physical. Now, jumping off sides, like that was, we can't line up off sides. Those are the things we had to address. And if it's, like I was watching the Nebraska game last night, and everybody's making a big deal out of that guy. It looked like he's punching that guy over and over and over. I got a feeling, I don't even know, but I got a feeling the guy's probably trying to knock the ball out. And when you're punching like that, it's those kind of things. You just got to be really careful until you watch the video before you make too strong of a statement about why that's happening. I know this, but they got Coach Lepp so paranoid. I told him he's got post-traumatic face mask syndrome, because every third down he's like, "Are you sure we're off? Are you sure we're off? There's no flags." I'm like, "We're good, Jess. We're off the field."
Jeff, we've talked about looking for explosive plays on offense, and you hit a big one to Willie McCoy in this game. How important was it to get that part of the offense going as well?
Yeah, it just felt good to have a quick drive instead of our, Lepp loves it when we take all day and get down there and score and run it in. But it's nice sometimes just to breathe and get one. That was a big one. Willie ran a great route. It was a very well executed play. They hadn't been giving us a lot of cover one. They had been going so much zone, but we were running the ball so well, they had to make some adjustments. That's what the game's always about. You got to be able to run the stinking ball. When you run the ball well, everything else flows off of it. We just got to be able to hand the ball to the tailback.
I think we saw a really high level of physicality on defense from your group as well, especially early in the game. Was that a message you guys wanted to send coming in?
I didn't think we were as physical this week as we were last week, personally, Greg, but I appreciate you being so kind. I never want to push back on a compliment from you. I didn't think our effort was at another level. I thought it was good. Our athletes are bigger, stronger, and faster than those guys. And again, I'm not trying to put down John's kids in any way. I'm just being honest with y'all. We have better players, but I still think we have another level we can get to. I didn't think we had the edge we did versus Kennesaw, but there were some shots, no doubt. There was some physicality out there, to your point. But we're going to need a lot more of that if we're going to survive next week. East Carolina, they bring it on their defense, and our defense has always wanted to be the number one defense in the league, and we never have gotten there. It's always UAB, and then we go to this league, and now it's East Carolina, and the Roadrunners still haven't been the number one defense, and we want our guys to think like that. East Carolina has been that.
Jeff, these 3 games leading up to this one may have been the toughest 3-game stretch in your tenure here. How much is that weight on you leading up to this one?
It's been heavy, Yeah, it's been heavy. It has been. I wish I didn't care so much, honestly. I've been here 5 years now, and there's a lot of really great people here that have invested a lot into me, invested a lot into our program, from administration down to boosters up. You have a lot of families that pick you, that come to school for you. And, when you don't please people, that's heavy, and we want to do right. And I don't mean we're going to win every game. There's certain ways it's supposed to look. I just didn't think it's looked correctly. That's what's been the heaviest part of it.
So how does it feel now trying to get back on that? You take a step today.
I'm not even going to allow myself to be happy. I know I should, but this East Carolina game's got me really in a certain way, because I don't know that we're quite ready to go up there and do that yet, but we've got to find a way to go up there and do that. And I want to give my kids every opportunity they can. So there's some big time decisions got to be made here in the next 24 hours to give these guys a really good plan to go up there and get back on that plane and snatch one on the road. And a conference win on the road to start conference play is really huge if you can pull that off.
Coach, you were mentioning you might not want yourself to allow yourself to be happy, but can you at least maybe have a little bit of a breath of fresh air after back-to-back losses, maybe?
Yeah, I'm going to try. It's Cara Bear's birthday. It was yesterday, and she deserves the best version of me too, right? So I'm going to try to come home with a smile on my face. And Izzy will make me smile, so I need to smile back. So yeah, I'm going to try to be okay. But truthfully, I'm going to make Cara Bear happy for a couple of hours, and I'm going to sneak my iPad over there and get rolling probably.
Jeff, you just said you don't know if you're quite ready for East Carolina. Sort of what's left to do, or what do you have on the list to check off this week?
Well, you just got to look at them. You got to figure them out, and then you got to get your kids in the best position possible. And you got to look at injury reports, and know who's going to be out there for you, and get a good plan. And whatever we decide to do, I want to see it. And if we see it, and it's not good enough, we'll come home. But I want to see a plan, executed. And I want my kids to feel some success. So there's big decisions got to be made for a huge game coming up.
Thanks, Jeff.
Thank y'all. God bless. Birds up.